right. Dan and Josh at the Acoustic Centre. Howdy. We're back with two more very special acoustics from Gibson. Joshy, I don't know what's going on with me inside, but the older I get, the more I love the Gibson Dove. What's going on?
I understand what you're saying. I feel the same, and I often look at the guitars like this and I think about my superheroes of the British blues explosion of the 60s and 70s, and I think of Jimmy Page and Keith and all those people. You know, whatever you think of them out there, I like those guys. And, you know, they always were playing Gibson guitars, you know, acoustic guitars, and you see them in pictures, you know, looking cool, being cool.
Let me ask you this. Are you familiar with Tom Petty of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers fame?
May have heard of him.
Famous Gibson Dove player in the 80s and 90s. He wrote The Waiting on a Gibson Dove.
Oh, did he?
I have no proof of that, but I have reason to believe that. Almost like it was rehearsed. Joshy, yeah, it's a classic. I mean, growing up as a kid, I loved in rural Queensland, in the heartland, if you will.
Yes.
I love people like Petty. Mellencamp played a Gibson Dove in the 80s. Always loved them.
Did you know the King played?
King. Played a black...
That's Elvis.
Yeah, played a black Gibson Dove, I believe. And it's just not a model that you see as much as the Hummingbirds and the J45s.
Yeah.
And every single one we get sounds fantastic.
And it is intriguing because we've got this big bridge on a dreadnought. You know, when you think of mass, you think of a dampening effect. Mm-hmm. Big old scratch plate. Both of them, they look good, you know, even though they're big scratch plate, big bridge, but the tone is still there. Right. The other thing you'll notice, square shoulder, square shoulders on a Gibson, which, you know, that we know Gibsons often have the round shoulder dreadnoughts rather than square shoulder dreadnoughts. We've got a mahogany neck and a maple back and sides on this. So another maple guitar that sounds very, very good.
So warm. The two big things that differentiate the Dove from the Hummingbird is maple instead of mahogany and a longer scale length.
Longer scale length. So it's always a guitar with a lot of oomph. So
really warm.
Yeah, warm, big. We've used this word all the time, desirable, Dan. You know, I'd like to own one.
I'll tell you what else you don't see too often in the Gibson lineup is just a natural top like that.
Yeah,
like that.
And a beautifully chosen top. This is a pretty stunning looking guitar. I do enjoy that slightly wider looking headstock. If people are, you know, have a Les Paul on hand or in the house, you're probably used to something a little smaller. Tulip machine heads, of course. But in the steel or chromed version with the Grovers there, made in the USA right there. So it's a beautiful thing.
Unreal guitar. It's just arrived. We pulled it out of the box yesterday. That's a brand new Gibson Dove. We love getting them back into stock. Thank you, Joshy. Can I show you something else?
You sure can.
Now, look, I'll take this off your hands. Now, we are the Acoustic Centre. We're not the Gibson Centre, but gee, the amount of amazing Gibsons we've had this year, it's just been a year of Gibsons, and they just keep coming. May I present to you...
You may.
The SJ-200 Custom Shop Western Classic. Have a look at that.
Oh, that's a good-looking guitar.
It is gorgeous.
Light as a feather. There you go. Wow. What can you say about that? I've never seen one.
Either have I. I don't think
in the flesh.
Mickey reckons we've had one years ago, but I have never seen this guitar in the flesh.
Mick's our esteemed leader, for anyone who doesn't know out there who runs our shop.
That's right. Seen a lot of things.
Seen a lot of things.
This is a custom shop guitar, so it's different to any standard model. It's made in the Gibson custom shop.
Wow.
It features Indian rosewood back and sides as opposed to the usual maple.
Beautiful zipper there. I do like that. I like how with the J200, it's like a big four-wheel drive. Everything is bigger on it to be in proportion with everything else. So the zipper is way wider than any other guitar you see. You see a four-wheel drive with really big rear view mirrors. And
got your custom shop stamp there.
Oh, gets me right in here in my heart. Look at those machine heads, Waverleys. You'll notice.
Not often you'll see a set of open gear Waverleys on a Gibson.
I've never seen that before, so that's interesting. Maple neck. Rosewood back and sides. Interesting combo.
How light is it?
Yeah, very, very light. Amazing.
Rosewood being a denser, heavier timber than maple, you'd expect that to have a bit of weight. That feels lighter to me than a standard. Even.
Yeah. And ebony bridge and fingerboard. Often we see rosewood bridges on SJ-200s. So there you go. So here we go. Sounds incredible.
Comforting sound of the J200.
Amazing thing about this one is it's round and warm, but it's still got clarity and a bit of projection to it. Like often they're a bit squishier. The sound is a bit more compressed and doesn't project as much with a big jumbo like that. But that sounds, wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and how about the look of it? It's almost an Art Deco-y kind of vibe.
Yeah, this extra pinstripe going all the way around on the inside.
Yeah.
It actually makes the guitar look a little smaller when I first saw it. I was like, wow. And then the back binding going around the back there. That's quite a guitar.
Got the historic Gibson logo in mother of pearl. Got the Western torch inlay. It's a stunner. It is an absolute stunner.
Well, we're going to ooh and ah over this guitar until somebody takes it home. So come and try it, by the way.
There you have it, the SJ-200 Custom Shop Western Classic, now in stock, one only. Take us out with a few chords.